So anybody here use Twitter? That's actually the usual response I get. Twitter, there's a lot of talk about Twitter by the people who use it, but also a lot of talk by people who don't use it because they can't figure out what it's for. I gotta admit, I can't either, but it seems to be I can message, instant message or text message with my phone, and the 34 people who follow me get that message. So I can tell them, hey, it's a sunny day in Quebec, and everybody goes, wow, it's a sunny day in Quebec. I don't know, there's something about it. But mind you, it's built on a trust relationship, and it won't be long before somebody sends malicious URLs, for instance. Hey, you click on this, you gotta see it, or something infects your Twitter client and does the exact same thing as we've seen in the past. Botnets are ready and able to be targeted against just about anybody you want. We've done some research on the costs of hiring a botnet. It costs about $100 to rent 1,000 machines for a week. So 1,000 machines, especially if they're well placed on high bandwidth connections, maybe in South Korea, where they have the highest bandwidth available to anybody, they can pretty much take down any site, from the largest bank to stock exchange to government installation. If they got continuous SYN floods or GET requests from 1,000 machines, they would not be able to withstand it. So we're all aware of China's hacking activity, most of it relegated to industrial espionage. But from a world power that is growing so quickly, especially in industry, and trying to grow their economy at astronomical rates, the information they can garner from systematically hacking just about every Western country and systematically hacking their manufacturers, their defense research labs, and their governments, and somehow handling all the information they're getting from that, I believe is a real threat to the continuity of our own IT services wherever we are. It first came about, the first public notice of Chinese hacking came about after the Israeli Trojan affair, when England announced that, hey, this is about 3 years ago, the Chinese have been hacking us for the last 2 years using custom Trojan horses and custom viruses to try and infect our internal networks and steal data from us. The U.S. government announced they have a name for that project. It's called Titan Rain, and it's basically the whole attacks from China on the U.S. government and U.S. industries. Just this week, India announced that China is systematically hacking all of their government installations and the government research labs as well. Last summer, the Pentagon had to shut down their network for a week as they rebuilt their email servers because they had been infiltrated by the Chinese Red Army. The German Chancellery in Germany and Whitehall in the UK have suffered similar attacks. So I guess the threat is there for most of us, and we're not in government research or in a government facility. The concern is really the collateral damage that could occur if there's a major cyber war going on between opposing nations, because we've seen in Pakistan what happens when you lose connectivity. Or Estonia. Russia actually decided to use botnets to take out Estonian websites. The collateral damage there was all Estonia went off the internet for an extended period of time. So the threat hierarchy that I've been using for going on 8 years now demonstrates not only that the purpose of attacks is changing from experimentation, which is just let's see what we can do, we can cause damage, or computers are fun to play with, so I want to own an account on a major backbone router, that sort of thing, to vandalism. Let's show everybody how great we are by taking down websites and replacing them with our own message. Or the types of vandalism that went on a couple weeks ago when somebody took advantage of a cross-site scripting vulnerability or SQL insertion vulnerability in Barack Obama's campaign website and redirected several of the pages to Hillary Clinton's campaign website. And hacktivism takes a step beyond that when you've got warring factions. For instance, the Chinese taking down Tibetan relief websites recently and replacing them with diatribes against that sort of activity. It's so easy to do. Why not do it? We can understand why people do it. I would include in that the attempts by various parties to change Wikipedia entries. There's been several cases of White House or congressional staffers, going, "Hey, we're going to change history here, and we don't like the Wikipedia entry on our particular congressperson, so we're going to go and adjust it so that we can change, what the world knows about them." And it ends up with Wikipedia blocking access from IP addresses in most of Capitol Hill, including today the Justice Department. I can go on forever, as Frank will attest, on cybercrime, but cybercrime is here and with us, and on top of that, information warfare is a clear and present danger. Okay,